Hey everybody, it's Kim here. Welcome back to my channel. I want to go this way. The reason I'm doing this is I'm going to put a picture up right over here. And I want to make sure I leave a lot of room for it because it's going to be on for most of the video. This is a new type of video for me. So what I want to talk about is one of, first of all, my most exciting items that has come through my reselling business. It's one of the most exciting, it is one of the most beautiful, and it is one of the really high money makers as well, and one really and very fast selling. So this is kind of like everything. I'm going to start highlighting some of the things that I really loved having come through my hands, and this is the first one, which it seems to be. This is a little bit of fashion royalty here that I never thought I would see. So here it is. I'm putting that picture up. Now, this is a dress by Valentino. Now, it is an amazing dress. I honestly never thought something like this would even be possible for me to see. I actually was lucky enough to get this on a whatnot sale from my very good friend Lynn at Lynn's Closet LLC. She owns a consignment boutique, and she also from time to time has opportunities through, business connections to buy out other people that do pop-up shows, people that have vintage, people that do resale, and this was one of those opportunities where she did buy out someone's inventory. It wasn't a huge inventory, and I think when she got it, everything had a little bit of an odor from being stored or sitting or where it was being stored, and she just decided that it just wasn't worth it for her because she doesn't have in her shop, she doesn't have laundry facilities for things, so she didn't want to deal with having to get things cleaned and all of that. So she just sold everything in a whatnot show because she was able to get it very inexpensively, and some of it was very nice stuff. I bought several pieces and I have sold several of them. But this was I was like, I want this so bad. And I had seen it ahead of time. She showed it to me ahead of time. I was like, I want this. I'm going to spend to get this. And so auction day came and I ended up winning it for, I think it was $59, somewhere between $57, $59, somewhere in that $55 to $60 range. I can't remember exactly, plus shipping. Now I did buy other things, so the shipping was kind of dispersed amongst all of them, so it wasn't as bad. The shipping wasn't that high, so I got it. And it definitely needed freshening up. It needed to be dry cleaned, honestly. It was, if you look at this dress, and the bottom layer underneath that white layer is velvet. So it was like a satiny material, the white satiny material, and then a velvet underneath. The white had a little bit of yellowing at the bottom, like a little yellowing spot, and then just didn't look crisp like it does after being dry cleaned, which is the picture you're seeing. That was post dry cleaning, and I did not spare expense on getting it dry cleaned. I went to a really good dry cleaner that is expensive because it's Valentino. Anyway, it came out stunningly beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, that's not to say it has no flaws. It did have a couple of very small flaws. One being underneath the white part, there is a little place on the velvet where it didn't sit quite right, where it just had a little patch where it just wouldn't sit neatly. But that's covered. You can't see it when you're wearing it. The other thing was at the bottom of the hem, it looked like maybe when someone wore it, it dragged a little bit, and it just had a little bit of, not anything was coming unstitched, but just a little bit of roughness at the edge of the hem. Now, if you took a lot of time, you could probably cut all of those little pieces off. I did not take that time because I thought it was a minor flaw. Anyway, so beautiful. So once it was dry cleaned, I put it on my rack And it sat, and it sat, and it sat, and it sat for months and months. Because when I tell you, I was absolutely terrified of this dress. I loved it. It's so beautiful. But I was terrified of photographing it, of listing it, I don't know. I had such a phobia with this dress. And then one day I was like, this is ridiculous, just do it. And I did. I photographed it. I put it on eBay. And I went to look for comps, and I just really could not find good comps because it is vintage of the 90s, maybe early Y2K era. There just aren't, there were other Valentino dresses. There was nothing like that one. You know, that really looked the same shape, the same silhouette, that type of thing. So it was really hard to figure out where to price it at because of what it was and how classic it looked and how beautiful. I decided to just shoot for the moon. Well, not really the moon, but shoot for, like, you know, the clouds. And I priced it at $688.88. Within a few hours, I had an offer for $400. And I could not hit that accept button fast enough. I was in about $100 between buying it and taking it to the dry cleaner. So even with and it was boosted on eBay, so even with eBay and boosting fees, I still came out with about a little over a $200 profit. And I probably could have held out and gotten more, but a $200 profit for something that beautiful in a few days to get it moving along, I was very happy with it. And then the next step was for it to go to authentication at eBay. And, you know, I was confident, but yet you always have that little part of you where you're like, but it did come back. It was authenticated, and it went on to its owner, and it went to Hollywood, California. So who knows where this dress is headed? It could be a collector. It could be someone who provides vintage clothing for special events. I don't know. I mean, could you see it in a movie someday? Could you see it on a red carpet someday? I guess that's possible. Wouldn't that be exciting? But the most important thing is it's, you know, it got back to its beautiful self, and it's moved on to the next part of its life where it'll be admired by someone, even if it's just a collector. So yeah, I feel like I was a little bit of a part of fashion history. I feel honored to have been a part of that journey, of that dress, this beautiful dress. And how exciting. I mean, for me, it was terribly exciting. So I thought this needed to be the first little spotlight. So that's my spotlight of something that, I gotta think of a name for this series. A spotlight on, I don't know. You know, workshop with me. If you can think of a good name, spotlight on what? What should it be when I'm spotlighting these things that are either amazingly vintage or beautiful or special or whatever, and I do these little spotlights on them? What do you think I should call it? Put your thoughts down into the comments. I would love to know. You know, I would love to have some thoughts and ideas. I am not the best at thinking of names for things. So anyway, I thought it was very fitting, though, that this be the first one, since it is such a spectacular dress. And I know I'm kind of geeking out about this, but I can't help it. This is why I love doing this. I feel so honored with some of these pieces, especially the vintage pieces, to just be a part of their life. I'm so silly and sappy. It's okay. Anyway, remember that it's never too late. You know, we're just going to go with that. To accept your silliness, accept your geekiness, accept the things that you love. And it does not matter if anyone else gets it. I always feel like I have to put this in here. I shouldn't have to, but I do. I'm talking about things that don't hurt other people. If what you love is something that is not doing any harm to anyone else, then celebrate it. Don't hide it. You be who you are, because who you are is beautiful. You don't have to like what everyone else likes. In fact, you're way more interesting if you like something that's a little offbeat. But anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Hype this video up if you really loved it. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos are coming out. And leave me a like and a comment. Let me know a name for this series of really highlighting the things that I love, that I find. All right. I really enjoyed spending time with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.